So, there's a certain 70th anniversary of a certain movie star that's going to be appearing in November, early November. And, well, it's not James Bond, it's not The Wizard of Oz. It is the one, the only Godzilla. 35, wait, how many? 30 Japanese movies, seriously. And the whole cavalcade of 5 different American movies, or is it 6 including the 1999 one, 1998 Roland Emmerich one. I'll be willing to give that one a try, but I decided to give a different one a chance. Godzilla Raids Again. This is from the Criterion Collection, Spine number 1000 to be specific. How do I feel about this one? It's okay. It's made with effort. This one, I feel, this one's divisive. The original one came out, Gojira, 1954. Immediate smash hit. Reminded people of Japan of the horrors of war, which a lot more people need to see and should be mandatory in high schools. That way we can convince the next generation that nuclear weapons are not the way to go. I would rather trust a country that has lived through it and how we can learn from it rather than power-hungry countries. But anyway, it's irrelevant. So, smash hit, gets released here in America. Raymond Burr does a good job of in that one, which I will review. I just want to get this one and maybe King Kong in the way. Anyway, it's about a year later, and it's like there's 2 pilots. Names aren't important, and there are 2 ladies that were there as kind of like the operators. Lo and behold, one of them is stuck like on a desert island. He also notices that Godzilla somehow awakens from hydrogen testing. I'm like, okay, that's interesting. I guess this movie is just, it's alright. The humans, I guess, are okay. I don't know. I guess that one of them is engaged to be married. There's one named Mr. Groom. This is, of course, translated from whatever the Japanese phrase is, so it's subtitled. There's also the, let's just say, made with effort dub. How about that? This is the debut of Anguirus, and he has apparently he has 2 brains, one in his thorax and one in where the usual brain is. So it allows him to be very nimble. I thought this guy was an Ankylosaurus, is who he is. So I guess they got Anguirus from Ankylosaurus. That's just what I'm thinking. The fight scenes in there for 1955 are pretty good because the camera operator, instead of doing it fast, actually did it slower. So it appeared more realistic, like 2 animals brawling over territory. I thought that was pretty cool. There's like 3 or 4 different scenes where both are up like this, and then both are just kind of mauling at each other. Of course, Godzilla wins because he's the king of the monsters. But it was interesting to see Anguirus as a villain, and technically he is under alien mind control in Final Wars, but this is really the only one. What else? They're reusing footage from Gojira, about 2 minutes worth in an 81-minute movie. I kind of have a gripe with that. I'm like, why? Just why? I don't know. It's just not that good in my opinion. It's like, there's also a nice perspective, again, like 9 minutes in, where there's the actor, and then green screen is Godzilla's Haru Nakajima inside the suit. So we have a nice perspective of his height of roughly 132 feet. About 22 minutes in, there's a nice neon-soaked Osaka. That was pretty cool to see. Even though it was black and white, you could kind of tell it was like their version of Sin City. Pretty cool. There's a complete blackout. And it's like, hey, we need to lure Godzilla away. Let's send out these flares and have a complete blackout of everything, including headlights. Even though everyone's told to stay in. Makes perfect sense to me. Then there's just some padding, I guess, of just bumbling prisoners who escape. It just felt completely useless. This scene was like where they're being transported. They managed to overpower 2 guards, send them to power 10 prisoners, overpower 2 guards. A couple of them get captured by reinforcements, but ultimately They just caused a distraction of where Godzilla's going to be let out. That scene felt stupid, plotting, just useless. Only, yeah, let's see, blah, blah, blah. There is a reunion at a restaurant that just happens. It's like, this. I thought this movie was supposed to be kind of like serious, where they're out of options. Sarazawa, I'm spoiling a 70-year-old movie. Sarazawa offed himself at the end because he didn't want the oxygen destroyer, which killed Godzilla in the first movie. So this is now a desperate attempt to try to get this Godzilla taken care of. But they have a reunion at a restaurant that seems like that's not even good. It's useless. It's like they talk about. I'm like, you've got a massive kaiju problem going on. It's like, where's the Japanese self-defense force? I don't get it, bro. I don't get it. It's stupid. There are also some, let's just say, rather hilarious miniature shots of Godzilla that looks like a stuffed toy. I've actually got the times here. 1 minute, 1 hour, 4 minutes, 30 seconds. 1 hour, 6 minutes, 23 seconds, and then 1 hour, 7 minutes, and 43 seconds. You see just some kind of funny, awkward scenes, so I got a chuckle out of that. Towards the end, you can see the tactics that they use. They're flying. It's like Godzilla's here. They have to try and shoot somebody at this particular section with explosives and stuff like that, and then fly away before they hit the peak. I like how they tried to make that resolute. You could see the desperation that they were trying to do. They need to focus more on the desperation and the actors. That's what Toho should have done. But no, unfortunately, when there are some things that prevent this from being a good sequel, it's just an okay sequel. It's okay. But granted, given the fact that they got it complete in 6 months for, at the time, a feature-length movie, it was made with effort. For what it is worth, for a 6-month production, nothing, maybe it was rushed, I don't know. It's not bad. I mean, heck, I think there's a scene with like a pagoda where one falls but the other one wouldn't, so they had stop motion footage of it crumbling. So you could kind of tell that they were working on it. And then again, they didn't have Ishiro directing it, who did like many of them. This one, he did not. They had some other person. Eiji Tsuburaya did special effects. Special effects are great. They're always fantastic in a Godzilla movie, but I don't know. This it's done with effort. It's flawed. It's okay. I don't know. I'm gonna give it a 6 out of 10. That's a 3 out of 5. Whatever. So, I don't know. If you want to see, like, the beginning of Anguirus, you want to see some good special effects, you want to see the desperations they try and get Godzilla covered, but know that there are lots of filling and padding, and I guess you watch Godzilla Raids Again.